A lot of us love recording video with a front-facing camera, and when I heard that the iPhone 12 was going to have a huge improvement on that camera, I said I've got to take a deeper look.
iPhone? But wait, isn't this a financial education channel?
But as you know, it was going to come with a pretty hefty price tag. So leave it to me to try to figure out how I can get it for a cheaper price. So in this video, I'm going to break down how we can get an iPhone 12 for under $100, believe it or not.
Now that's more like it.
If you haven't noticed yet, I'm currently shooting this right now on my iPhone 10, and I'm using the iPhone 10's audio as well. At the end of this video, after I'm done unboxing, I'm going to show you what the difference looks like with the iPhone 12's video and the iPhone 12's audio to see if it was worth the investment. Now let's head back to the office and unbox the iPhone 12 and find out how we can get it for effectively under $100. Okay, so let's open it up. As you can see, I've already loosened it up for you guys to save you guys the trouble of having to battle with this plastic. So let's go ahead and see what we have in the box. All right, so as you can see, I ended up going with the iPhone 12, not the iPhone 12 Pro. One of the main differences is because obviously it's cheaper. I'm a cheapskate and that's how I do. But you can see that the real major differences that I'm gonna point out right now are the following. You've got two lenses as opposed to three lenses with the iPhone 12 Pro. The iPhone 12 Pro has the third lens in order for you to have optical zoom. So if you find yourself taking a lot of zoom pictures, if you're into photography and those types of things, then it might make sense for you. The other thing you're going to see is that it's also missing the new lidar sensor. Now the lidar sensor is good for two things. If you take portraits at night, it's going to help out with that. And the other thing is that if you're into augmented reality and you use a lot of augmented reality, then it will have an incredible ability to do that. The other difference is that the iPhone 12 Pro actually has a faster processor, but you're probably not going to even notice the difference. So that is not really something that I cared about. But as you can see, one of the other things and the most noticeable difference for a lot of people is going to be the actual finish of the phone. This one has the glossy finish with the matte area around the lenses, and the iPhone 12 Pro is a matte phone with gloss around the lenses, and it has a stainless steel bezel around the edges. But a lot of people have been complaining that the edges get a lot of fingerprints on them. As you can see, this one does not get that same problem, but mostly everyone is going to be putting a case around their phone anyway, so it shouldn't really make a difference. In the rest of the box, what you're gonna find here is you don't get a block this time around. We just get the actual cable, but the cable is not a USB cable. It's actually a lightning bolt cable. So you're gonna wanna make sure you have somewhere to plug this into. Luckily for me, I can plug it in right into the back of my Mac. But if you don't have a block with this lightning bolt, you're gonna wanna get one along with your purchase. Now that we've unveiled our new toy, let's talk about how we can think like business people and save a ton of money on this phone. Okay, so the first way that we're gonna reduce the price of this phone is the most obvious one, but maybe not so obvious to some people. You see, the value of the iPhone can be directly written off against your tax liability for that year. So let me explain that for just 1 second. Let's say that we paid $800 for the phone. That means we can directly extract $800 from the amount of money we're gonna get taxed on that year. And let's say we're being taxed about 50% of everything we make. So that means that we're effectively only paying $400 for that phone. So talk to your accountant to find out what tax bracket you're in. I reached out to mine before doing this video to make sure that I'm giving you the most accurate information, but don't take this as tax advice because this is only for your entertainment purposes. If you want to talk to a qualified CPA, I'll leave the information to mine down below. Okay, so now we've got the price of the phone down to $400. Is there any other way to save money? Well, yes, there is. Obviously, you probably had a phone before you purchased the iPhone 12. So I did the research to find out where we can get the most amount of money for our trade-in, and it's not Craigslist, it's not eBay, and it's not Apple. So let me explain that a little further. If you decide to sell your phone on Craigslist, we all know what could happen there. We can get robbed, or maybe an African prince wants to wire us the money, and then we'll never see it hit our bank account ever. So
kindly send 300,000 American dollars immediately, as we are in dire straits. Your humble servant, Semi. Semi.
Should I make it 400,000?
You think that'd be enough?
You are right. 500,000.
As long as you ask him, why don't we go for a cool $1 million?
You do not think that would be too much?
Nah.
So let's discount Craigslist. And if we decide to sell it on eBay, remember eBay has to take a portion, which is around 10%. And then if we accept the payment through PayPal, they can charge us another 2.9% to 4%, depending where the buyer lives. The easiest way to get rid of the phone obviously would be to sell it to Apple. But the problem with that is that they don't pay you that much for your phone. And not only that, but they don't really care how much storage you have. So for instance, an iPhone X, if it has 64 gigs, or if it has 256 gigs, they'd pay you exactly the same for both models. It makes no sense, but that's the way they do it. So now I'm gonna give you 3 places that you can sell your phone for top dollar, and they've all been vetted through Trustpilot, so we don't have any issues there. So the first place I wanna talk to you about is Buyback Boss. When I entered the information for my iPhone X, they offered me $300, which is really good, because when a new phone usually gets released, the older models tend to go down in value. But in order for me to get the $300 for my phone, it has to be in mint condition. Now, I think it's in mint condition. Let's just hope they feel the same way. The next website I want to talk to you about is GadgetGon. If I were to sell my phone to them, they would offer me $310 if it's in flawless condition. Now, I think my phone is flawless, just like I think my kids are beautiful. I think my phone is flawless, and let's hope they agree with me. The last website I want to talk to you about is Declutter. Declutter actually offered me the highest amount of money for my phone, which was $316. And if I take their offer, they're only expecting the phone to be in good condition. And that makes me feel a little bit better because the other two wanted me to guarantee that my phone was either mint or flawless. And that seems very subjective to the person who's actually gonna be reviewing the phone. I think it's in great condition, but maybe they'll disagree with me. So I'm actually a lot more comfortable with accepting $316 for a phone that's in good condition rather than trying to state that it's in flawless or mint condition. So if I sell the phone for $316, that means that I've effectively taken the price of the phone from $400 down to 84 bucks. Even a cheapskate like me can see the value in doing that. You see, the reason why I think it's good to upgrade, it's been like 4 or 5 years since I've upgraded my phone. The reason why I think it's great is because it has a really good front-facing camera. And for me, sometimes I use my camera for recording. Okay, first off, this is footage that's being shot with the iPhone X. As you can see, the background is pretty blown out and I'm dark in the front. Now I have the light facing me. All right, let's try now with the iPhone 12. Okay, so now this is being shot on the iPhone 12. Let's see if you guys can tell if there's a difference. Oh my God, such a difference. The background is not blown out. I'm not as dark. And then when I have the light in front of me, whew, that's a nice video. I think that was a pretty good investment. What do you guys think? So with all the extra savings that we're getting from not having to pay full retail price for our phone, what are we gonna do with all that extra money? Well, I know for me, I'm gonna go out and buy 7 shares of Apple stock that's trading at a discount right now. It's only $108. And once that stock goes up in the future, which I'm hoping it does, and hits 120 bucks, that means that I'll essentially pay nothing for the phone. So I hope you guys think like me and you want to do the same thing. And if you do, well, I'm going to leave a link down below to my WEBULL site where you can get 3 free stocks. Hopefully one of them is Apple. And at the same time, one of those stocks can be worth up to $1,600. In the beginning of this video, I know I promised you that I'd teach you a way to become self-employed and not have to quit your day job. Well, the easiest way to do that would be to get your real estate license. And lucky for you, I run a national real estate team. And if you're interested in getting your real estate license, I'll leave a link down below in the description where you can send me a message and we'll contact you to get you started. Once you become a real estate agent, you can pretty much write off everything that's a business expense, such as your iPhone 12. So what do you guys think? Are you getting the new iPhone 12? You're gonna get the iPhone 12 Pro, or are you gonna wait for the Max? Leave it down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up as it would mean the world to me, and consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you guys, and we'll see you on the next video.